When Insta360 reached out to me to review their Insta360 Flow phone gimbal, I hesitated a lot. And that's because I get a lot of requests to review these phone gimbals and they all end up pretty much the same. But that all changed when I actually tried the product. And I realized that this gimbal isn't necessarily just about stabilizing your footage. And the software that you use with this gimbal can turn your phone into a fully fledged filmmaking tool. So what's so special about this gimbal? Let's get into it. So the one thing I want from a product like this is for it not to be intrusive, and that starts with the size. And this gimbal folds up really, really small so it fits in your pocket. So it's not one of those things that takes up a lot of room in your bag. So if I take the phone off, fold it up, put the tripod legs in, that's something that literally can fit in a pocket. And of course the other thing is when I'm at my destination and I want to start using this thing, I don't want the faff of having to balance it or set it up or anything like that. But the good thing is, to turn it on, all you have to do is twist it open like that, attach your phone, and in 2 seconds you're literally good to go. So both of these things, the size and how easy it is to get going, just make it much more likely to end up in my bag. If I don't use it, it doesn't matter. It's small, it's lightweight, it didn't take up much room in the first place. And if I do go to use it, at least it's going to be quick and it's not going to interfere with my experience if I'm on holiday, for example. So Insta360 has the best tracking in the business, and the software on this gimbal is no different. You can hold your hand up to the camera to start tracking you. It uses AI to track you around the room, and if you go behind something and then come back out again, it'll automatically pick you back up, which is quite rare in the tracking world. Bonus feature too, not only will this gimbal use AI to track your movements left and right, it can also operate the zoom on the phone to follow you as you approach the camera or move back, which is a super useful feature and something that's really welcome in my opinion. So being Insta360, this gimbal does something that I've not seen a phone gimbal do before, and that's allow your phone to take 360 photos. So what it essentially does, if you flip your phone around and put it back onto the gimbal, put it into pano photo mode and change it to 360 mode, click the on button, and that will start taking a load of different photos at different angles, and it will stitch them all together into a 360 photo. Something which I've not seen before, and also opens up more possibilities for your phone that you couldn't do without a gimbal. The way to connect your phone is actually just to attach this little magnetic clamp to your phone and then just snap it on. And it's a really satisfying snap, and the magnet's so strong that that's not coming off anytime soon. So if you're new to gimbals, you might not necessarily know straight away what mode to put the gimbal in. Do you want it to follow you left and right? Do you want it to tilt up and down? Do you want it to be in locked mode? Or do you just want a completely free FPV mode? And so that's why Insta360 have included an auto mode, which kind of detects the way you want to use the gimbal and puts it in a specific mode depending on the way you're using the gimbal. But if you did want to control it manually, you can also do this too using the little capacitive scroll wheel, which is really cool. It's kind of like using an iPod. So you've got your gimbal, you've got your phone set up on it, you're on vacation, and now you don't know what shots to get with it. And trust me, I've seen many a professional videographer pick up a gimbal and just start doing this and following things around, and it's just a mess. And that's why Insta360 have included something called Shot Genie in their app. So you can tell the Shot Genie where you are and what you're doing, and it will use AI to generate a shot list for you so you can put together a sequence. I think this feature is really overlooked by a lot of other reviewers, as it can turn your footage from an unplanned, wobbly mess into a proper film sequence. And when you turn up to location and you're not really sure how to film, or if you've not got a lot of experience in actually filmmaking, then this can really help turn your footage into something a bit more creative. Then for those times when it's a bit darker, they've actually included a light in the box which you can attach to the mobile phone clamp. You can change the brightness on this and even the color temperature as well. So just for reference really, this is the iPhone camera with the light off, and then if I turn the light on, that's the difference it makes. So it really helps to light up the face, which is obviously going to improve the quality of the video as well. So what about attaching the tripod legs then? Well, there is technically a thread on the bottom, so you can attach this to a tripod, or maybe you just want to screw some tripod legs in. But you don't actually need to, because if I take these off, you'll see that the tripod legs are actually built in to the gimbal itself. So all you have to do is pull these out like that, and then you've got yourself a nice little stable set of tripod legs. And then maybe if you're doing a bit of vlogging and you think the angle is too tight, or perhaps you want to get 2 people in frame, all you have to do then is extend the little selfie stick pole that's inbuilt into the gimbal, and then tilt like this, and you're good to go. You can hold it out a little bit more, and then you can get 2 people in the shot. And if that's still not wide enough for you, you can always go overkill. I've got an Insta360 invisible stick here, and you can attach it to the bottom of the gimbal and just extend it pretty much as far as you could ever really want to. Although I definitely wouldn't recommend this. It's putting a lot of pressure on the selfie stick, so I'm gonna bring that back in now. But you get the point. So another reason I'm not too keen on using my phone to record videos all day is it can run down the battery. But on the Insta360 Flow, it also acts as a power bank. So all you have to do is use the included cable to connect to your phone, connect that onto the gimbal, and then you're basically charging your phone while you're using the gimbal. Theoretically, if the gimbal was fully charged and you were just using it as a power bank, it could charge the iPhone to around 80 to 90%. But obviously you're going to be using it while you're charging the phone as well. Bonus features now, and I just wanted to shout out the extra features on the app. As a professional videographer myself, I don't tend to use these extra features that you get in these kind of apps, like the different sort of color profiles, different aspect ratios and things like that. I tend to keep it the way I want it, and then I'll change things in editing. But I'm actually really impressed with some of the things that are included in this app. So you've got the widescreen mode, which allows you to film in sort of like the letterbox format that you get in films. If you wanted the more cinematic look, you could probably go for that. But you've also got the color profiles as well, which basically allows you to just have a baked in color profile. And I've really enjoyed trying out the different color profiles and using them for sort of Instagram and things like that. And I think they work really, really well. And there's a good selection of options as well. So there's some that are a little bit more subdued, but there's some that actually make your footage look a little bit nicer if you just want to post straight to Instagram. So is the Insta360 Flow just another phone gimbal? Well, kinda, yeah, like it stabilizes well, but that's not really what it's about. The extra features like the extendable tripod legs, how easy it is to set up, the power bank functionality, the included light, and more importantly, the software. And like I said, the software is what really takes us to the next level. Things like the AI tracking, 360 photos, shot genies, motion lapses, and tons more really separate this from the competition and allow you to use your gimbal to accelerate your filmmaking skills. So I'm not going to make a full review on this with all the pros and cons and things like that, because I haven't really found anything that I particularly dislike about it, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. So to conclude, personally, I'm not sure if I'm the market for a mobile phone gimbal user, but if I was to buy one myself, this would be the only one I would buy. And if I was to recommend a phone gimbal to anyone, it would definitely be the Insta360 Flow. That's been it from me. If you found this video helpful or informative, hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos on tech for creatives, then hit the subscribe button. If you've got any comments or questions on this gimbal, leave them in the comment section and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.